Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Bhaktavijaya355. As you may remember, we were learning how Tukaram dealt with life. If he met people who were hungry, he quenched their thirst. You might ask how he did it. Then I will tell you that in short. Listen to it. If a traveler wanted a lodging, he would take them to the temple. If anyone was hungry, he gave him food. If he had none, he would procure it with great trouble. If anyone was thirsty in a forest, he gave them water. If he saw a load on anyone's head, he took it on his own shoulders and gave the person some rest. If he saw anyone sick on a journey without any relatives by them, he very kindly gave them medicine and digestive food. When cows and bullocks became feeble, their masters left them with cruelty. He used to stroke them with his hands and gave them fodder and water. If any bhaktas of Vishnu came to him, he prostrated himself before them, reverently washed their feet, and drank the sacred water. On account of this bodily penance, he gained poetic inspiration. He expressed in Marathi whatever is laid down in the Vedas and the Shastras. Namdev's vow to write poetry. By way of illustration, for the context, let us go back to a most interesting story. May the listeners listen quietly to it. Once upon a time, the Vaishnava Bhakta Nama was saying to Pandurang, I will sing thy praise in Marathi in 100 million verses. At this, the husband of Rukmini said, in vain have you made this vow, O Nama. In this Kali Yuga, one has only 100 years of life, and it is full of accidents. But you have made a vow and expressed it in words, but it will not be fulfilled. Then Nama placed his head on the feet of the husband of Rukmini, and thus implored him, my vow depends on thy help, O God. Therefore do thou fulfill it in person. What is there that thou art not able to do? Of what value am I? Hearing this entreaty of Nama, the holder of the bow, God, was pleased. He placed his assuring hand on his head and ordered Saraswati, the goddess of learning, you sit on the tip of his tongue and enable him to express poetically the secrets of the Vedas in the Marathi language. Then the daughter of Brahmadev, Saraswati, humbly said, Namdev will speak out of inspiration, but O Chakrapani, employ someone to write quickly his utterances. He must write the words as soon as they come from his mouth, but if asked to repeat the same words, they will not come. On this, he was dark as a cloud, replied, I myself will write it, always. Just now I do not see any quick writer. Then Chakrapani set aside all his games and enjoyments, and taking an ink pot and pen in his hand, he began to write continuously the verses of Namdev. I very much wonder over the fact that he, whom the Vedas and the Shastras praise, and whom the poets like Vyasa and Valmiki describe, became the writer of Nama's poetry. The life of the world, gave up his home in Vaikuntha and abandoned his reclining on the serpent Shesha in the ocean of milk, and waited upon Namdev with pen and inkstand in his hand. Chakrapani was all attention to what came out of his lips. He shook off sleep and sloth and was attentive day and night. In this way, Shripati sat in the company of Nama for several days, listened to the vast amount of the poetry. The verses amounted to 94,040,000, and in the end there was the Lalit containing 900,000. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.